Hey everyone, welcome. I'm Naomi and today I have a really fun class for you. In fact, it's also a functional class. You might even say that this class puts the fun in functional. So what you're going to be doing in this class is accessing your core muscles while you are trying to get up off the floor without using your hands. So, are you ready for a fun and functional movement challenge? Well, let's go, and I'll see you on the other side. The back of your mat, I'm gonna start the timer. Come to the back of your mat, and you're gonna do some squat swings. So you can start with the weight right at your chest, squat down, swing, and take the weight up. Squat down, swing, and up. Okay, so fluid motion, a squat and a swing. And that's why I say, this is something, you could use a light weight for this if you want, but you could also not. Okay, so next time you're down, let the block go down, walk on out into bear pose, so that's like a hovering table, okay? Push into plank, and then push back into bear pose. Okay, push into plank, legs straight, chest forward, back into bear pose. Push into plank, back into bear, that hovering table, push into plank, and then back into that hovering table. One more time, push into plank, and then you can lower your knees if you want, otherwise step left foot forward, left arm up, twist, lower your left hand down, back to plank, and switch. Right foot to the outside of your right hand, right arm up, and switch. And just keep going. So you're just stepping up from a table or plank into a twist. Do one more. Okay, then come on back into table. Step your left foot forward into a lunge. Left hand to left thigh. And then just lift your right knee up. Step back, right knee down. Lift your right knee up, step back, right knee down. Right knee up, step back, right knee down. Last time, right knee up, step up to stand, step back, right knee down, and then come to lie on your back for some reverse crunches. Okay, so on your back, hands behind your head, knees towards your chest, draw your elbows towards your knees, extend your legs out, elbows wide, pull back in. Legs out, elbows wide, and pull back in. Now you can move more quickly than this if you want to. Okay, you can move more slowly than this. But you only have one more. And then come back up to stand for some squat swings. Okay, so at the back of your mat, swing down and up. Squat down and up. Okay, so grabbing your block or your light weight. You could also do this without a block or a weight. You could just swing down and up with your hands. Just having the block gives you something to hold on to, which is kind of nice. And after your next swing, put the block down. Walk on out into your bear pose, that hovering table. Push into plank, extend through your heels, and then back into bear. Push into plank, and then back into your hovering table. And just keep going. Now this action, you're pushing from your legs for sure. You want to stay steady through your core. So even though it's a really strong push from your legs, keep your core steady. And then in your plank pose, step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, reach up into a twist, left hand down, and switch sides. Right leg up, reach your right arm up into a twist, right hand down, back to plank. Now you could also do this from table pose. Okay, you could come from table and step one foot to the outside of your hand and then switch if that feels good to you. But after your next one, keep your right leg forward if it's your right leg up, left knee is down, hands to your right thigh, lift your left knee, step left foot up to meet your right, step back, and lower your left knee down. Left knee up, step back, and down. Left knee up, Step up, step back, and down. Left knee up, step up, step back, and down. And then one more set of reverse crunches. So on your back, knees towards your chest, elbows towards your knees. Extend your legs, elbows go wide, and pull back in. And as you do this, try to keep your back ribs really rooted to the floor, so you're not losing that connection of really strong core support. Okay? And then just one more here. And you are all done with your warm-ups. That is it. Okay. Two-pose flow, it will be very familiar because we've done it. Okay? The good news is that you're doing it without weights. You're doing it without weights. Okay? So you're going to start on your knees. Okay? Sitting back on your heels. You can have your hands in a lot of different positions. There's the alarm. So that's the 12 minutes. You can have your hands in a lot of positions. You could have your hands at your hips. You could have your arms out in front of you. And like, as you lift your hips, swing your arms back. Like, that's a very common action because you're using a little bit of momentum. Okay, so it's that hips up, step forward, right? And then push off, warrior three. Step back, knee down, and back down. Okay, so instead of just coming straight up to stand, because you've effectively already done that, right? You could, right? You could hips up, right leg forward, step up, step back, and hips down. You could also do that. That is like 100% fine. Okay, you could absolutely do that. But you can also take your hands behind your head, because this is what we did in the flow on Wednesday. And since we're a little bit backwards, I figured, we might as well add this, but you could have your hands behind your head, hips up, leg forward, lift off, step back, knee back, hips down. So hands behind your head gives you a little bit more of that, oh, it's gotta be my core. Like, it's my core pulling me up, right? As opposed to, you know what I mean? Like, just launching into the lunge. Like, and when you step up here, you can press your head back. And then when you lift up into warrior three, you've got a lot more core support because you're pressing your head up. Okay, so hands behind your head is just a good option if you want a little bit more connection to your core and a little bit less use of your arms. Okay, and I was just watching you practice that, Camilla, with hands behind your head. It also limits your ability to use your arms as balance. And that's why I say, like, you could do the first, because we're going to do this 3 times on each side, like we do. You could do the first one and just get your bearings, hips up, right? And then lift off, arms out to the sides, and down. Okay, so you could make it easier on yourself as you're going through it the first time and then add the challenge. Okay? Any questions? All right, let's do it then. So, come in now to sit on your heels. Unless there are questions, and if you're asking me something and you're muted, I can't hear you. Oh. Adelita, can you see me? Okay, it could just be, like, sometimes that happens with the connection. You could always... Okay, I will lead through it with as much explicit language as possible. Okay, so you're starting from kneeling. Lift your hips up. Step your left leg forward. Push into your left leg and lift your right leg up, warrior three. You can have your hands behind your head or arms out to the sides. Okay, then step your right leg back, knee down, slide your left knee back, and sit back on your heels. Okay, hips up again, step, right leg forward, Push into your right leg as you lift left leg up, warrior three. Arms out to the sides or behind your head. Okay, step your left leg back, knee down, right knee back, sit back on your heels. Okay, 2 more times, arm position of your choice. Hips up, left foot forward into your lunge, push off, warrior three. Right leg back, knee down, slide your left knee back, sit back on your heels. Again, hips up, right leg forward. Lift off, warrior three. Step your left leg back, put your knee down, and then take your right knee back in line with your left, sit back on your heels. 1 more time each side. Hips up, left foot forward. Okay, push off, right leg up, warrior three. Step your right leg back, lower your right knee down, and then left knee back in line with your right, sit back on your heels. Last time. Hips up, right leg forward. Push into your right leg, left leg up, warrior three. Step your left leg back, knee down, and then slide your right knee back in line with your left. Sit back on your heels. Release your arms. Slide your legs out. Give your legs a little shake, because it's a lot. It's a lot for your knees. It's a lot for your legs. Thank you so much for joining me on the mat and giving that really fun, functional practice a try. So I know that standing up from the ground without using your hands can be really challenging. And what I hope that you learn from this practice is that you can access your core muscles to help you get up off of the ground in addition to using the strength of your legs, right? So when you use your entire body together, when you use the power of your legs and the stability of your core to help support you, standing up from the ground without your hands becomes a lot easier. In fact, you can incorporate those actions like we did today into a flow. Now, what you might have discovered is that it felt like those were 2 different segments of the same practice, and that's because it was. What you did in this particular class was the warm-up and the end of a full class that was recorded live in my online studio, Move with Naomi. And what I wanted to do was show you how we warm up, just preparing your core and preparing your hips for the practice, and then the very end result. What you missed in the middle was all of the really fun strength work that we did with weights to help, again, focus some of that energy on powerful legs with weighted lunges and a lot of core work also with weights. So just know that there was a middle section in there that you could also have access to in the full class if you were a member of my online studio, Move with Naomi. So if that's something that's interesting to you, check out the information in the description below, and I offer you a discount on the first 2 months of your membership. So if you are interested in joining Move and accessing not only the full class from what you saw here today, but a library, an online library of over 600 classes and growing, all from 8 minutes to 30 minutes, making it super easy for you to get your movement in any day that you want to, then check out that link, join Move, and hang out with me on the mat even more often than you do here. So thanks for being here today. I hope that you had a lot of fun. I hope that you did put the fun and functional with this class, and I look forward to seeing you back at the mat again really soon. Until then, bye.